On May 26th, I'm going to give you my 2010 year-end awards for professional wrestling. I took out two categories based off of that. I didn't watch that much TV wrestling this year. I watched like little Raw, little SmackDown, not that much TNA, like zero Superstars, like some NXT, and I didn't have an HD receptor at college, so I couldn't watch any ROH on HDNet outside of when I was home. So I had to take out Best TV Announcer and Best Weekly TV Show, but I did add Comeback of the Year, Female Wrestler of the Year, and Most Improved. So let's get right into it. And by the way, the image you see right now on your screen is just to avoid. I'm going to be using for all the mainstream winners, just to make sure for a couple things. I'm going to be using basically Indie Addict 8093's policy on that. If you don't know what that is, you can personal message me if you really want to know. But it's just basically for copyright reasons. And if you want greater detail, you can personal message me. All right, let's get right into it. Show of the year is ROH Death Before Dishonor 8. I mean, I can't say any more about the show than anyone's not already said. I don't pass around 10 out of 10 for a show very lightly. I mean, it takes a lot, even with an amazing show, for me to give it 10 out of 10. And this show did that perfectly for me, you know. I mean, it had a 5-star match, a strong 4 1/4 star match, 2 great matches, and 3 good matches, you know. That's just amazing to me for one show. And for those of you who were there live, Assault and Battery 777, Legend Killer 410, Sean Carlton 0. If you were there live, you should be truly thankful for the rest of your life that you saw this show, or as long as you're a wrestling fan, because, you know, a lot of diehard Ring of Honor fans like myself would have died to be at that show live. You know, it was just an awesome show. You know, it had storyline development, it had great matches, it had an awesome crowd, you know, everything you want in a show. If you dial up the perfect pro wrestling show, I mean, you could get that before Dishonor 8, you know. There was absolutely nothing I would change about the show. It's just truly, truly awesome. It's going to stand this time for a long time as one of the best pro wrestling shows I've ever seen. You know, this was better than any show in 2009. I can't think of one better in 2008. I mean, Supercard of Honor 3, possibly. And maybe Glory of Honor 8, the Final Countdown. But, I mean, this show just had a lot of storyline development, which those two shows, you know, I'm not saying they didn't have it, but, you know, there was a ton of it on this show with Steen and Generico. So, all right, let's go to Match of the Year. I'm giving this to Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker from WrestleMania 26. You know, I'm going to do, like I did last year, I'm going to do a video where I do my top wherever Match of the Year, where I do all the 4.5-star matches and up. You know, I'm giving away what's going to be number 1 right now. But I don't really care, because, I mean, a lot of people saw this when you look at my channel, it's still number 1, so. This match is just, I mean, this beats Davey and Tyler, and this beats Steen and Generico, my other 2 5-star matches, because this match just, you know, I explained this in my Final Battle review, but, you know, this match just had so much drama in it, and it was also an awesome match. You just show this to a random person that isn't into, like, pro wrestling, and they don't know anything about the storyline, you'll say, well, wow, that was a great, amazing match. But then when you add the substance to it, and you add just how much this meant to Shawn Michaels' career, and how much this was just so awesome, then they'll also say, you know, okay, yeah, that was completely perfect, and, you know, that's why I have to give this 5 stars. I like this better than the WrestleMania 25 match, you know, and I mean, I can't say enough about this match. Just like, you know, I mean, this is the only thing. I mean, this was the only match that was great or above, in my opinion, on WrestleMania. You know, Cena Batista. I mean, okay, maybe you could make a case for Cena Batista, but I mean, this just blew everything else out of the water on WrestleMania 26. You know, there was no match that was really even close, and you know that's why this it made this match even more special. You know, there was some stuff on WrestleMania 25 that was great outside of this, but I mean, overall WrestleMania 26 was a better show. But you know, there was a little bit more memorable stuff outside of the HBK Undertaker match on 25 than there was on 26. And I know some people can disagree with me on that, but you know, that's why I probably like this match a little bit better, because it just seemed so much more awesome compared to the rest of the card, even more than the 25 match did. So you know, that's why I'm giving it to HBK Undertaker. Best mic skills, I'm gonna give the runner-up is going to be CM Punk on that. Just his stuff with the Straight Edge Society is gold, and then his stuff on commentary was even better, and made him in the runner-up, made him in the class with the guy I'm giving it to, in Kevin Steen. You know, during this feud with El Generico, just every promo he cut, you knew, I mean, from his impression of Roderick Strong, to, you know, Just the ones he cuts with Carino, and to the stuff he did in the ring, to the stuff where he stole Generico's mask. Just everything he did on the mic was gold. But when he picked up a microphone, it was gonna be something special. Every time he was gonna hook you on in the storyline even more, and it was just so awesome to watch him talk on the mic this year. And I think I gave this category to CM Punk last year. No, I give it to Austin Aries. Steen with this storyline might have even outdone Aries. And Aries had just like so many awesome promos last year. Actually probably not, but it was damn close between those two. But that's the level I felt Steen was on this year, just on the mic. It was incredible. And this is actually a good lead into my next category, Feud of the Year. I'm giving it to Kevin Steen versus El Generico. I see the BDK versus Chikara thing is more of an angle. There are personal feuds within it. A couple people have touched on this, and I completely agree. With Quack versus Claudio, the two women, Daisy and Sarah, wanting more competition. Eddie Kingston versus Claudio, Ultramantis Black versus Aries. But I see the whole thing as kind of an angle because BDK is a group. Just like I don't see the Nexus. It's just Nexus versus John Cena or Barrett versus Cena. I just see Nexus as a thing, as an angle. It's the exact same thing. That's why I'm giving it to Kevin Steen versus El Generico. And honestly, I think I would give it to Kevin Steen versus El Generico over BDK Chikara if I did consider it a feud. Just Kevin Steen versus El Generico. Just before they had any great matches with Cabana Carino, before there were any great matches between the four of them, just the storyline development from Final Battle 2009 to 2010 is just unbeatable. It's just awesome to watch, and I really can't think of any feud. This might be feud of the. I know based on what this might be. I can pretty much already write this off as feud of the decade. And I don't pass that around lightly. We have 9 more years this decade of starting, based on when you'll see this, starting from today going forward. But this I can't see anything really beating this, unless it's something truly, truly special. A 5-star match at the blow-off, 4.5-star matches, just so many awesome matches and such a great storyline. What else do you want out of a feud? You could really feel the hate between these four. It was just so awesome all year long, and I can't say enough about it. If you have not, and people who were there along with it were just marking out the entire time, and just the amount of brutality we saw, and just the great promos from Steen, Generico, Cabana, and Carino. Just is unbeatable. And you'll see, at least with one more category that I can see, maybe a couple more besides that, but definitely one. This feud had a huge impact on wrestling this year, and especially Ring of Honor. All right, Tag Team of the Year, I'm giving to the Kings of Wrestling, with the runner-up being the Motor City Machine Guns from TNA. Just the Kings of Wrestling, just had so many great matches this year. Since reforming at Final Battle 2009, the first time I saw them wrestle together was a match against Morishima and Sasaki, I believe, in Noah. And Claudio did his spinning UFO move on Morishima, and that should be a sign of things to come this year from this tag team. And then I saw him at SoCal Showdown in an American Ring and how they interact with the fans. They just looked super impressive. They give the Bravado was a pretty good match at the 8th anniversary show. I could go on and on and on about this team. They put together an awesome reign, but just still going on to this day as Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, and it's just with their series matches with the Briscoes were awesome. A match with no finish they had with the Motor City Machine Guns is a strong 4.5 stars. It's just not a normal team that comes along. It takes a truly special team to do something like that. And definitely Shane Hagedorn did help the Kings of Wrestling this year as their manager. Being that little prick manager at ringside, definitely helped. Unless you were there live, no one has seen their match with the American Wolves yet that apparently happened the night before Final Battle. But that was just apparently was their best match of the year. So I can't wait to see that. And just even if that match is half as good as people are saying, this Kings of Wrestling definitely do deserve this award. Even if that match didn't even take place, that Kings of Wrestling deserve this award. They just, outside of the Machine Guns, they blew away pretty much every other tag team in the world. That's how good they were this year, in my opinion. All right, Female Wrestler of the Year, I'm giving to Sarah Del Rey. Just an awesome, set of matches. I mean, she had a match in Shimmer with Ayumi Kurihara, which was great. I mean, she had a couple matches in Shimmer this year, which were great. None as good as her match last year with Hamada, but they were all still great. And among the companies that gave women a role in either Shikara, ROH, Evolve, PUBG, whatever, she was by far the most impressive one. The only one who even came close probably is Daisy Hayes, but I think just Del Rey was on the top of her game this year, and she's in her prime. I still have no idea why TNA hasn't signed this girl. What is TNA looking for its women's division? Sarah Rey is better than every girl in. You can make a case that she's better than every girl in TNA right now. I mean, Kong just was signed by the WWE apparently, and I'd like to see her in WWE too. I mean, maybe the non-diva diva, but I think Kong's gonna have that role. But she deserves to get a huge payoff for how good she is. And, it's an honor to see her live. And I don't say that about many women, but it was an honor to see her live as many times as I have. I mean, it's been 1, 2, 3 times I've seen her live. But, and I had a great time every time. So, let's, 3 times. But, let's move on to Comeback of the Year. I don't know why people haven't mentioned this guy for Comeback of the Year. Because I don't even have, a runner-up or anything, because I think he's just so far ahead. And that's Steve Corino. I mean, I'm just wondering where all the mention for him is Wrestler of the Year, Comeback of the Year. I've heard, now Meiichi Marufuji from injury, but I mean, Steve Corino has been out of our view of a big company since I guess the end of ECW. I mean he was a big part of ROH in 2003, but I mean ROH wasn't that big in 2003. It's really been since then. He had just coming back this year with the promos he cut. And the quality of matches he had, he proved 9 years later, I mean, pretty much a decade later, that he still had it. And, it's incredible, just how good this guy is, He is one of the most entertaining people in Ring of Honor, I'm watching Allied Forces now. I know I'm behind, but I'm working on that. With, Kevin Steen and Steve Corino versus Colin O'Reilly. I mean, he was more entertaining than Steen in that match, in my opinion, just how much he was playing off to the crowd and playing to Steen, playing to the referee, I mean, that's like a healed Cabana, which is probably why they put him in this feud. It was complete. He's just awesome. I love Steve Corino right now. He was honestly one of the most entertaining people this entire year. The match he had with Bobby Dempsey at Tag Wars. Just a true comeback, and I can't wait to see what 2011 holds for this guy, because he is truly back on his game. Not that he ever wasn't, but just back on his game in a big company. All right. Actually, what? Most improved. I just realized that I did most improved twice for whatever reason. I wrote it 2 different times. One time I gave the winner to Prince Devitt, and one time I'm going to give it to the eventual winner. I don't even know why I did that. I guess I'm going to do kind of I'll do this. Most underrated as a singles competitor and most underrated as a tag team. I'm going to do most underrated right now for a singles competitor. Sorry, this is my bad. All right. Most underrated as a singles competitor. Runner-ups being Johnny Gargano on the Indies. I think he is really good. Dolph Ziggler and Kenny King. Just Dolph Ziggler I've had a big fan of. I mean, he truly has rid himself of the Spirit Squad for me when Ken Doane and the other Mike Mondo hasn't, he's the only guy who's rid himself of. I completely forgot that was the Spirit Squad guy. He's changed his look, but, I would have forgot about it with how good he's gotten. Kenny King, bright future out of him. I mean, they talk about how Eddie Edwards has improved based off of Davey Richards. I'd say Red Titus has improved based off of Kenny King for that exact same reason. And I don't think that's any lightly. But the winner of the award for most improved is Akira Tozawa. From where he was at the beginning of 2010 to where he is now, I mean, he had his breakout match with Chris Hero at Bowl Night 2 this year. He's come such a long way. I mean, he is truly a solid performer now to where I really didn't pay that much attention to him earlier in the year. And now he's just a solid performer. I mean, he's on an extended tour here in the U.S. and he just looks awesome. Every match he has is damn entertaining. He got, I mean, I can, here's this example. At Enter the Dragon 2010, the Dragon Gate USA event 2 live. He got over so quick. Just based off of how good and entertaining he is. I really can't see what this guy comes in 2011. All right. let's go to promo of the year. My runners-up are Ultraman Black of the Dark Cybernetico. The promo he cut on the BDK right before, just saying we come to Jakara, and the whole Gen 1 promo, and Kevin Steen, the promo he cut in the video wire while he was wrapped in that barbed wire. I just found that promo out of this world, and the best promo he cut all year. But I'm giving this to the promo Davey Richards cut right before Final Battle in the video wire. He went on for like 3 or 4 minutes about just how that match meant everything to him. If you haven't seen it, just go watch it. I can't do it any justice. He breaks kayfabe. He does everything you want in a promo. He put together the perfect promo. It probably was the Davey Richards promo. That's the best promo of Davey Richards' career, and the best promo this year. All right, promotion of the year. I'm giving runner-up is going to be Chikara, but I'm giving this to Ring of Honor. Just great shows. The worst show they had this year. When the worst show you have during a year is at the level that a Ring of Honor show is on, a lot of people are saying it's Survival of the Fittest, which I haven't seen yet, but right now it is Buffalo Stampede 2 for me, and I give that show like a 6.5. Which on my scale is okay, and a decent okay at that. And just the quality of shows Ring of Honor has put on this year, and the storyline development, and just Chikara did a lot for progress in their company when Ring of Honor didn't do as much, but they still did do some. They solidified Go Fight Live this year, and and they got the DVDs are definitely improving. Getting rid of frickin' Santa Maria, but all right, I can't say any more than that. Just Ring of Honor, just what an awesome year for them. Best technical wrestler I'm giving to Daniel Bryan, or Bryan Danielson. If I had done this award since I've been a wrestling fan, he'd probably win straight since 2005. I don't even think there's really anyone in this class right now. Davey Richards is good, but Bryan Danielson is just on another level when it comes to that. Just incorporating the MMA and just using his offense. I saw him live. I still have to do my house show review, which is going to be coming up, but it's just so awesome to watch him, and he's just so technically sound. It's just so awesome to watch it. I can't think of many other guys that got over on his technical ability, then showed he had so much more to that, like promo skills, and he could do other offense. It was just awesome. All right. Next on my list is most improved. The runner for this is going to be Kenny Omega. Just how far he's come along this year, just learning everything in Japan. We all wish we could have seen it against Eddie Edwards, but we'll see it in the future. I have no doubts about that. But the winner of this award is going to be Prince Devitt from New Japan Pro Wrestling. Just this guy is so awesome, and a lot of people didn't saw him as maybe just one of the better junior heavyweights in the New Japan division, but now people see him at the end of this year as just the future of juniors wrestling in Japan, or just and the best gaijin. I personally think he's the best gaijin or foreigner since Steve Williams. This guy is just awesome, and he's by far the better. Ryusuke Taguchi is good, but he's not on Prince Devitt's level. He really does make the Apollo 55 tag team something special. And I really love watching him. He has a great finishing move. He has just a great look. He is Irish. And he's one of maybe the best Irish wrestler I've ever seen. Nothing else. Sheamus, but Sheamus is not in Prince Devitt's league. I just no other Irish wrestler really even comes to mind right now. If there is one, leave it in the comment section if I'm just forgetting one at the moment. But he's just awesome. I love him. He's such an awesome wrestler. And he is the most improved wrestler this entire year, so I'm giving it to him. All right, shocker of the year. There isn't even a runner-up. I'm giving it to the BDK debut, or basically, I know the debut happened in 2009, but basically just how much they've revelated this entire storyline from A Touch of Class until now is just the shocker of the year. Just how did nobody see this coming? Nobody trusted Eddie Kingston. Just everything that came together. Just this storyline has been is just my shocker of the year. Just of how awesome it is. It still shocks me that they pull off something like this to this day. It's one of the most elaborate storylines I've ever seen. If you haven't seen all the makings of the storyline, go to click on the Bruder Shaft Disc Crisis Wikipedia page, and it'll explain everything, and you'll just be shocked. You're like, wow. So that's why I'm giving it shocker of the year. Most overrated. My runner-up is Randy Orton. Actually, funny. I'll tell a story about even why I think he's more overrated now in my Raw house show review. You have to wait until that. But I'm giving this to Drew McIntyre. In the middle of the year, I thought some good about this guy, but he is really has depressed me. I mean, just how little he has improved. It just is. He didn't get over. It's just he has a semi-entertaining moveset, but I just don't get excited for him at all. And with how much WWE is building him up, or wants to build him up, it's just, I'm like, why should I pay any attention to this guy? And you saw a couple of Botchamanias ago, just this is what McIntyre Heat sounds like, which is just a dead building. Why do you think that is? Sometimes the WWE fan base is kind of stupid, but in other times they know exactly what they're talking about. And in this case, I think they know exactly what they're talking about Drew McIntyre. So I'm giving most overrated Drew McIntyre here. The best high-flying wrestler. There isn't a runner-up to this either. I really can't think of another one at this time. I mean, I bet you there's some other people, but no one is in this guy's class to me. That is Ricochet. He really has had a coming-out party this year. He has improved a lot, but he's not on the other guy's improvement level. But, this guy is just so awesome. He is also Helios and Chikara, for those of you who don't know. But Ricochet is just, he's taking a lot bigger role. He started getting booked by PUBG. He holds a title in Dragon Gate Japan right now. He joined Warriors International and DGUSA. Just this guy has come so far in 1 year, especially the second half of the year. He stole the show at Enter the Dragon, being the guy who just, did a double moonsault, just doing crazy crap all over the place, and did it untouchable as well. This guy really has been a great high-flying wrestler this year, and bases a lot of his offense around it, and it's really cool to see. So if you haven't never seen a Ricochet match, type his name in YouTube. Maybe something will probably come up. All right, the most underrated tag team. The runner-up is going to be 3.0 from Chikara. I really do like these guys. They're so entertaining. Scott Parker and Shane Matthews just are so awesome. I mean, I'd give them a chance in Ring of Honor. Why not? These guys are so entertaining. I think the tag team division could use that. Maybe a tag team version of Colt Cabana if they want to turn that guy heel or do a different direction with Colt Cabana. I think, 3.0 could fill that void. But I'm giving most underrated tag team to the Motor City Machine Guns. They put on so many great matches. These guys are the reason. Them and Kurt Angle are pretty much still the reason I watch TNA right now. If they weren't in TNA, I might not watch it. It is really shocking to me just how long it took these guys to finally get the belts, and now they have them. They're showing why they deserve them so many years. The matches with Beer Money, with Jen Me, and hopefully they put on just great matches with more tag teams they bring in. Apparently they had a very good match with Apollo 55 renewing their feud from last year. In Japan, they faced No Limit in their recent Japan tour. I don't know if they're gonna be on Wrestle Kingdom 5. I'm not sure about that. I gotta check. But just this tag team is just. They're one of the best tag teams in the world right now. Them, the Kings of Wrestling, and this might be the two best in the world right now. Just they are on another level. And Apollo 55, these two guys as singles competitors and as a tag team, they are just awesome, and it's great to see them. All right, best brawler. Second place, I'm giving to Shingo from Dragon Gate. He uses his brawling style a little bit more different than any other wrestler in the world because all the other wrestlers he wrestles are smaller and wrestle a Dragon Gate style, so he adapts to it, and it's very cool to see. But I'm giving best brawler to the current GHC heavyweight champion Takashi Sugera. He uses his brawling style to hold onto a world caliber title, and that, and how he adapts to it with the match with Takayama, with Akiyama, with Morishima, with Shiozaki. I haven't seen his match with his title defense against Chessman yet, but apparently he used it in that as well. It's just this guy. I mean, he used it in title defense against Makabe. Just Takashi Sugera is one of the best, if not the best brawler in the world right now. Just he uses it so well, and he's just an awesome wrestler at that, and has had an awesome year. And I can't say enough about just if you haven't seen most of his title matches. I mean, I recently just saw his match with Morishima, which was awesome. And, a great match. I give it 4.5 stars, but it's just another video coming up. I'm going to be reviewing a lot of the Japanese matches I recently saw, along with a lot of the Ring of Honor shows that I'm going to be catching up on. But that's not going to be for a little while longer, so that's another thing to look forward to. But I got to give best brawler to Takashi Sugera. All right, promoter or booker of the year. I'm going to give to the team behind Chikara. I can't say enough about just how much the booking for Chikara has been this year in the promoting. I mean, from where they were January 1st, 2010 to where they are December 31st, 2010. It's been a huge difference in the company, and I think that difference is the best in any company in the world. Just how much they improved and how much more support they got throughout the world, and that has to do a lot with the BDK angle, but as well, they put on, doing that whole thing. Their involvement in Dragon Gate USA, that whole weekend. I saw it that weekend more than, and I've seen it since then with the Dragon Gate USA, Chikara double shot weekend when Chikara outdrew Dragon Gate. That just showed a lot to me. They're bringing in Manami Toyota, which I saw live, and I'm still incredibly thankful for. She's one of my favorite wrestlers, male or female, ever. So just seeing her live is just awesome. So I gotta thank Chikara for that, for promoting that and just getting that out there and getting Chikara out, the brand of Chikara out there. So yeah, I'm gonna give this to Chikara. Actually, I gave it to Kerry Silkin last year, and if Chikara wasn't around, I would give it to him again, but I can't. All right, the best wrestling maneuver, I'm giving to the KRS-One, the tag team wrestling finisher of the Kings of Wrestling. Second place is the Tiger Flosion by Naomichi Marufuji, which basically is starts as a Tiger driver and then ends as a side head drop, which is just completely brutal and awesome looking. That's the match the movie won the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title with at Wrestle Kingdom 4 from Tiger Mask, which is awesome. But I gave it to the KRS-One. Just when they hit that move, you knew just it was either over or it was about to be over. And that was the best definition of it. And just it's an awesome looking move. And just every time I just mark out every time they hit it. It's an awesome move. You can see it here. This is actually where they returned at Final Battle 2009 and they hit it. It's just an awesome move. Now, my biggest category, Wrestler of the Year. I have 7 names written here, so I'm going to do a top 7. Number 7, Takashi Sugera. So many great title defenses, Wrestling Noah. Number 6, Shingo Takagi. Just the match with Danielson he had, and the number 4 match right now on my list, the match with Baby Hulk, hair versus hair. Number 5, I'm giving to Davey Richards. He just steps up a game in the match he had with Tyler, chasing the world title, the match he had with Strong. Just another phenomenal year from Davey Richards. Number 4, I'm giving to Bryan Danielson / Daniel Bryan. Just from where he came from the beginning of this year to now is just incredible to me. He is finally getting what he deserves, and he put on some great matches while he's back on the Indies this year. And then, just how much he's done in WWE, I got to give him a high rating on this. Number 3, I'm giving to Tyler Black / Seth Rollins. Just an awesome year from this guy. His Ring of Honor heel turn, all the matches he had in Ring of Honor before signing with the WWE. I saw his match with Vance Archer, and he's had a couple matches since then. Seth Rollins just is. I can't wait for this guy to debut on TV. I don't know why he wasn't on NXT season 4, but if they do NXT season 5 and you don't put him on there, I'm gonna be really pissed because he is by far the best guy in FCW right now, and he is awesome. Number 2, I'm giving to Kevin Steen. Just the matches he had and the storyline development. And it's just a shame he's no longer in Ring of Honor. I'm throwing out a prediction right here. I think he's going to be Naruki Doi's partner for the Open the Twin Gate or whatever the hell the Dragon Gate USA tag titles are called. In that tournament, it's Naruki Doi and a mystery partner. I'm thinking that's going to be Kevin Steen. But my Wrestler of the Year is going to be, drumroll please, Claudio Castagnoli, one half of the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, Kings of Wrestling. So a guy that is a semi-main event in Noah and his main event in a show in Evolve, PWG, Chikara, and Ring of Honor, and done awesome in all 5 of those companies this year. I don't know how I can't give that guy Wrestler of the Year. At the halfway point in the year, my best Wrestler of the Year was Tyler Black, second with Naomichi Marufuji, but I didn't hear much from Marufuji second half of the year, and then Black, Then just Castagnoli just swept up there, and he has had, as a singles competitor and basically as a tag team, he's just had such an awesome year. At the beginning of this year, you were starting to see that he's turning into one of the best wrestlers in the world, and especially for a big guy in the Indies. He is one of the best guys in the world right now, and I truly do. When I see Claudio, I know I'm in for something special because he was an awesome wrestler before, and he's upped his game so much this year that he's just awesome. And I'm such a huge fan of his. Part of the reason is I got a DVD signed by him at the Chikara show, eye to eye. I really do thank him for that. I remember that on Twitter. But he has upped his game. Just doing so much in so many different companies, and a truly worldwide wrestler of the year. You know, this guy is just so awesome. All right, thank you guys for watching. Give me your thoughts on all my picks and yours as well. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching.